coming soon. Until then, enjoy the vibes.
My baby, your body's on fire. Hey, body's on fire. Johnson. My baby, your body's on fire. Hey, body's on fire. My baby, your body's on fire. This one I can do with the jabata. Me, I no get time at the jabata. Dada cover my face, calling me la bada. Biggie man, we know the where I bada. Money, what's it up? Chewbacca, oh, the penny, we can get ride the penny, and the it, die for nothing. My nigga, what's it called? Chewbacca, oh, the penny, we can get ride the penny, and the it, die for nothing. Make you no say anything when you do, they must commend it.
I can't come and kill myself.
Anything when I do, what they try to they do on my way.
I can't come and kill myself.
Plenty survive we face just to make sure money day. All my people that go say I know one buy, I know one time, I know one payment. I want enjoy, I want jump life, I want buy me good, I want build house, I still want to know. Tell me, money, what's it come? Chewbacca, all the penny, they get it, ride the money, and the feet, die for nothing. My nigga, what's it come? Chewbacca, all the penny, they get it, ride the money, and no feet. Different things them happening, schemes and packaging. In a one night for shows I'm juggling, flow like the ocean, my boat I'm paddling. Tradition up Ella, that's my bro, my family, goes in chains. When it comes to money, I take concentrate. Make I tell you straight, you are not my mate. If you become missioner, be head of state. For my people then go say, I know one fight, I know one time, I know one payment. I want enjoy, I want jump life, I want buy motor, I want build house, I still want to know. Tell me, my nigga, what's it come? Chewbacca, all the penny, they can get ride the money, and the kids die for nothing. My nigga, what's it come? Chewbacca, all the penny, they can get ride the money, and the kids die for nothing. Oluwabana, yeah.
All right. Good night to everybody. Let me go ahead and speak real quick because I have quite a few things that I want to discuss. So the quicker I say it, the quicker we can get through it. Diva tomboyish, you better come on and bring your ass back out here, period. Okay. HBIC Room Shaker, hey boo, Itsy Bitsy, it's good to see you. Tanya McNeil, hello. Christopher W, I haven't seen you in a while, but it is good to see you. Tailor Made, hey boo. Enjoy life, yes, that's what we all should be doing. Okay. So, let me go ahead and get started. So I've been wanting to go live, but it's like every time I think about going live, either somebody's live that I'm watching, and then either I'll fall asleep, I get caught up doing some other stuff, and it just doesn't even happen. Y'all know at this point, I'm only doing like live videos Monday through Thursday, and that's it. Y'all might catch me click a link, but I will not be doing any lives of my own. And that's just what I see it. That's just how I think it's going to be. Okay. I might do some uploads, some editing and stuff like that. And those might come up on other days. But as far as like me pressing this button, that's only going to be on Monday to Thursday. What's up, Benz? And so it's good to see you too, Benz, up in the building. So let me get started with the foolishness stuff first, the stuff that I don't even really think is that important, but we're going to talk about it anyway. So we have a crippled content creator who can't walk up and down the steps without almost busting his head to the white meat. Now he's in his feelings because I made commentary on a video that was out here on YouTube. And you know what they say, if they put it on YouTube, we're going to talk about it. If they put it on YouTube, we're going to talk about it. Now, they even went so far to say, they were like, oh, now these are cliff notes I heard, because God knows I don't watch this person's channel at all. And so they were saying that I had went around to other content creators and I got shut down by all of these people because basically the people said that he knows how to walk and he was just playing it up for the cameras and all that. Now, they did say that they felt like you were playing it up, but none of them said that they thought you could walk good. Now, I asked the one who actually had met you and he said, but it's a good thing that he was behind you, because had you had failed, he would have been able to catch you. So let's not get it confused on what we heard and what was said and how it was said. So I heard that he was also concerned. He said that I was running around with a knife in my hand. The key word is running. Now, I wasn't running, okay? I was walking. But if I was running, that's something that clearly you can't do, because you can't even go up and down the steps without almost falling. You can't even, we seen you in that video with James, okay? So let's not act like you're really out here doing it, because you're not, okay? What's up, Storm 83, Aaliyah, DC Purple Diva, Angela? I'm talking about the one that was on T.S. Madison's show and it was a whole flop. That person, the one who keeps on playing that same little intro on every single video. Oh my God, it's so played out. So he talks about how I was running with a knife and this and that. My thing is this: come up with something that's going to make me feel some type of way, because I don't feel any type of way about none of that stuff right there. And like I said, if I was running, that's something that you can't do, okay? Now, I don't really give a fuck. I'm going to keep on not giving a fuck. Meanwhile, you're going to still keep being a kleptomaniac. Isn't that right? I don't have anything on my record as far as stealing. Okay, that's not on my records. That's on yours, not mine. So you're going to keep a kleptomaniac. You're going to keep turning tricks for randoms. You're going to keep getting free hot dogs from 7-Eleven. You're going to keep spending your birthday with content creators on YouTube versus friends and family in real life. You're going to keep getting dropped off at the plantation by Master. And did I forget? You are the worst fucking singer, not just in the beef sector, but completely on YouTube. You have the worst voice, but you claim you made the most music. We don't believe you. You're gonna need some more people to collaborate, to basically let us know that, because I don't believe you. Okay. Did we also forget you have the most boring channel and your only claim to fame is flopping on T.S. Madison's show? So you can continue to try to build up your platform and talk about me, but you're going to be talking about yourself, okay? It is not going to be me, okay? So you can keep on doing it and give me the free promo, but I'm not going back and forth with you, and that's on period. DC Purple Diva, you from DC, and that's what it do. You know what I'm saying? We grew up. Let me tell you, that's the whole gag. I don't even know if he got a channel or not. Now, I was in Pizarro's live the other day, and he came in there and he was like, this is my new channel. As soon as I seen his face, I went ahead and hit a block because that was just him drop begging for people to subscribe to his channel. You know how he does. He's been doing that shit for years, and it still hasn't gotten him anywhere. He had already lost channels, had to rebuild. He's done a lot of shit, but at the end of the day, you're still right where you started off at. Scratch motherfucking one. Baby, going to hot dogs for National Hot Dog Day. Until you can get a car of your own and drive yourself to work, you can't tell me nothing. You got to wait and let Massa drop your ass off at work. So now another thing that people have been talking about is they was talking about Wiley. And they said, well, y'all know I call him Wild Eye. So they was talking about Wild Eye and how he was in jail. I think he might have told people this himself, from my understanding. And they also said it was a video of him butt naked on World Star. I didn't even know World Star was still around. I'm not surprised about him being naked because if y'all can remember, he got into some mess in Dallas. And I think he had took his clothes off and did some whole bunch of other stuff. This was after the library situation. Now, what I didn't know is that he had moved to Vegas. So I guess he's been out there not taking his medication, having manic episodes or whatever. And I really have no fucks to give about it. I have no sympathy where that's concerned because, I mean, nobody cares about my mental health. Therefore, I don't care about anybody else's. And he went around telling people that I had AR'd my children. So it will forever and always be to the dirt when it comes to me and him. I don't care what happens to him. Now, I don't know if y'all knew this, but he had wrote, and I think I got the receipt somewhere. He had wrote that he was going to be recording Ness in Vegas. Hold on, because I think it's on this other phone. I had uploaded some of this stuff, but not everything. So hold on, let me see if I can put it in case y'all haven't seen it. So I believe he was just cool with her like a week ago or two, but I guess now he has an issue with her. So basically they have a lot in common. So they really shouldn't be beefing. They should be getting along with each other as far as I can see it. So, and even if he did decide to record, my thought on that is they said they were going to have security. So they, you know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't worry about who's recording, who wants to fight somebody. And just like you said that Lemon was going to defend you against me if I was to come there. So I'm hoping you have that same response for Wild Eye. Because it's funny how these men, another woman can sit there and say, oh, you're gonna protect me from this woman, and you're a woman yourself. But now it comes to a man and he's talking about recording and dragging you by your lips or something to that nature. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if it's in this phone right here so y'all can see. Let me see. Cancel. Hold on. Okay, here it is right here. So now this is what he said. And let me take this off the screen. Okay, so what he says is Ness and her lip. I will be recording on my show. So basically, what he's letting you guys know is that content creators are supposed to be linking up in Vegas. He lives in Vegas. So he's basically going to record her and put it on his show. So I guess y'all can be on the lookout for that. Maybe he's trying to build up his platform again or whatever the case may be, right? Now, we're also going to talk about a full circle moment because I think it's really important. Well, first of all, before we move on, let me ask y'all, press a 1 if y'all heard about this, that he said he was going to be recording and putting it on his show. Press a 1 if you guys were aware of this. Press a 2 if y'all didn't know anything about this. Just because I do want to give y'all news y'all can use. I don't want to be giving y'all late tie, stale tea, some stuff y'all don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? So just let me know. If y'all knew about it, press 1. If this is the first time you're hearing about it, and granted, I'm like 2 days late coming from a live, but I'm here. So let me see what y'all saying. Okay, so it seems like everybody already knew about it. Okay, Nova knew about it. Benz knew about it. DC Purple Diva knew about it. Itzy. And let me tell y'all something. When people see the when people are especially in a manic state, those are people you better be very, very careful of. Just like when you come across children, teens, or even adults that have like special needs, a lot of them have a lot of strength. I don't know if you guys have ever been around someone. It could be like Down syndrome, and not just to say Down syndrome, but it could also be autistic. Not all autistic kids, but a lot of people who have autism are very, very strong. A lot of people who have mental health, when they're taking care of their health, okay, they're fine. But when they're having a manic episode, it's one of those things almost like somebody lifting up a car, because that's just the energy that it gives. What's up, Pam? And what's up, Mary? So a couple of people didn't know about it, but for the most part, people knew about it. It is going to be a shit show. I will agree with that, because also too, you're going to have people who are going to be trying to do anything just to get somebody either at a bad angle, even though with some of them, it don't matter what angle they come through, they still look terrible, right? But you're going to find people who are going to purposely try to do things just to get those views, just to get the content. You have some people who say, you know what? We're not even going to be recording. Well, guess what? You're not recording, but other people are going to record. So you can say all day long that you're going to put something over on your membership, and that's the only way people are going to see it. But when you are walking around in a free country, in a free state, in a free world, people are going to do what they want to do, and you cannot call the police to complain about someone recording. Because if it was that simple, paparazzis wouldn't get to do what they're doing. Okay, I'm just saying. What's up, MVP? Vibrant up in the building, and Miss Ebony and everybody else up in here. So, yeah, like, don't think that you're just going to call the police and, suddenly they're going to do something about it, because no, that's just not the way it goes. Let me go ahead and move this off the screen right quick. So let's talk about karma, and let's talk about a full circle moment, right? So I call her Raggedy Ann, y'all call her Ness. She decided to stab me in the back, and I hate using the word stab in the back because it's not like we were ever friends, but I do feel like we were content creators and we were being cordial with each other, right? So she went and stabbed me in the back for Megabus, right? And she goes, in her own words now, she called Megabus up on the phone. She let Megabus know what was going on. They claimed we were conspiring and all kind of other crazy stuff. So she claims that she just couldn't do that to Megabus because that was her friend, and she was not going to let anyone bring any harm to her friend. Only to turn around, and now Megabus has told VS that she will write her a letter for the court. I want y'all to let that sit in for a moment. Ness went and called Megabus on the phone. Ooh, Megabus, let me let you know about these DM that I have on Instagram from S. Hutchinson. Let me let you know what's going on, right? Despite the fact that she said this is what she wanted and what she was trying to do. And after she went through all of that, we turn right around and now they're beefing. And Megabus has told VS that she would write her a letter. And guess what? I'm here for it. I am so here for it. Karma, karma, karma. Now, y'all know, like I said, on the weekends, I don't plan on being on YouTube like that. Unless there's, like I said, a community wall post, I might hit somebody's link. But as far as me striking up a live, that's not going to happen. However, I had been gone for like maybe 4 days, 4 or 5 days. I hadn't even been on here. As soon as I came back last Sunday, so the Sunday we just bypassed, I saw Jay Wilson was live. So I hit his link and I go up there and we just talking, you know, shooting the breeze or whatever. And so she's trying to get up on his link. And he was like, nope, I can't let you come up on my link until we get some things squared away. So anyway, as I was in the back, he was trying to tell me that she was writing something in the back chat for me, right? I don't even look at the chat when I'm up on panels and stuff unless the content creator walks away. I'll bust out another device just so I can see what the chat is saying and keep them entertained until the content creator comes back. So some folks don't need to write letters for other. Child, that's a bad reference. Okay. If I wanted a letter from anybody, that would be the last person that I would want to write me a letter. A person that's constantly in court their self for different things that they're doing. I wouldn't even want to be associated with anybody like that. I'm just saying. So there's no letter. There's no note. There's no nothing that they could ever write for me. I would not want it. Oh, yes, they will be back friends very soon. This is the way it is over here. It's always that way. So I just think that this is really funny. So anyway, she goes and she puts in the back. And so Jay's like, look at the back chat. I'm like, I'm not looking at that back chat or whatever. So I guess she was trying to tell me, or because she keeps on saying that I think I know everything and I don't know what's going on. What I do know, and I want y'all to pick up when I'm laying down. What I do know is that some people have to get anger management. Now, I'm not talking about the type of anger management that I've taken. See, I took anger management on my own because I felt like it was something that I needed. But even after I did anger management, and I also did, I forgot the name of this other thing, but it's like where they try to reprogram your mind to how you react to certain situations and stuff like that. I did all of those classes and everything else. And when all was said and done, the doctor asked me a series of questions and I gave them the same answer that I had before all of that. So I'm like, anger management didn't work for me, but I understand it when the court appoints anger management. So sometimes people can act like they won a situation, but when you have to take classes, when you have things that are within the court system, when you have to pay certain fees and stuff, I'll say a win is a win. I'll say a win is a win. Now, I hope that didn't just go over y'all heads, what I just said. See, people think because you don't talk about something that you don't know about something. I know about a lot of things. I play stupid about a lot of things too, but I'm far from dumb. So when I see people on YouTube and people are saying, oh my God, you know, so-and-so is handling this situation so well. They have really matured. Did they mature, or did the courts tell them to mature or act mature on social media? Huh? I bet there's a particular person on here that won't call Benz by her name. That's what I bet. Now press the one if y'all picked up what I just laid down, because y'all know y'all the army. Y'all supposed to be smart now. I ain't got to spell it out to y'all. Okay. Anger management classes. You know, just because you show up a little bit early for court, you know, don't mean did no court take place. Oh, you caught it, DC Purple Diva. I'm glad you picked up. Rico, you got it, Rico. I'm glad you got it. Anger management is the key word. Okay. Court fines is the key word. And then we have people who will brag and say, oh my God, I've won so many court cases. Well, did you win some or not? Because if something got thrown out, and I'm not talking about recently, I'm talking about way back in the day with BAM. I ain't gonna call it a deer because I think that's disrespectful. But way back in the day, there was a couple things that I believe was thrown out or to be, continued or whatever. But at the end of the day, you still have those things on your record. So I don't see how you could call that a win. And then with the situation recently, I don't think a win is when you have to do anger management or pay court costs, or you have to follow certain guidelines, right? So you can continue to fool yourself or whatever. I personally, like I said, I have reached the point when she clicks on any link, I click off. I don't want to hear her voice. I don't want to see her face. It's even funny how people will say, how can you prove who's behind these avatars? It's very easy to prove it when people go and put their government name on top of it. Okay, Issy, you picked up on it. I'm glad you picked up on it. Let's see if they come and clear it up for y'all and make y'all understand it. It's not cute at any given age when a court has to tell you how to behave. And I'm not saying that can't happen, because it could happen to any of us. It may happen to me one day. So I'm not going to sit there and really whatever. It hasn't, but it could. But the fact that a lot of these content creators on here, they call people old. Oh, these old bitches are doing this, and these old bitches are doing that. But the truth of the matter is, when a person is 37, 38, 39, even 40, 41, because we got some people in their early 40s, and they will sit around and call people old. Even at the age of like 37, 38, you're not young. I know people at 38, they were grandmothers, okay? At 37, 38, you can have a full adult child that's old enough to drink, buy cigarettes. So I don't really understand why people try to do all of this so-called age shaming, because the way a lot of y'all act, you'll never make it to the age of mine or many other content creators on here. You'll never make it to the age of a DC Purple Diva. You'll never make it to the age of a Benzone. Thank you, Miss Parker. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for being a member for 8 months. They'll never make it to that age because they're always out here doing some stuff. And one day they're going to bump into the right person. And that person is not going to be playing any games with them. So you can sit there all you want to and call people old. Hope and pray you get to be this age, because really what's embarrassing is people who brag about how young they are, but they spend all of their time on YouTube, on panels, on platforms, in the chat rooms. Like, whatever happened to leaving the house? Half these people don't even go pick up their own groceries. They got to get it Instacarted, DoorDash. They don't even go to a restaurant and sit down and eat. They don't even have birthday parties in real life. They sit on YouTube and do birthday parties with strangers. Make it make sense. So I also want to talk about, because since we're talking about court stuff, and I had just said something about, she said she would write a letter for a VS or whatever. It was brought to my attention that some people were complaining about me giving VS a compliment, right? Saying that I was praising her. It's really sad that here in the beef sector, you can't even stand on right is right and wrong is wrong. If you're right, it doesn't matter who you are. I think we should give that person credit. Just like if a person is wrong, we should call them out on some stuff. So anyway, my thought is this: I don't watch people that I don't like. So if you don't like me, why are you watching me to know what I'm saying or what I'm doing, only for you to be offended later? But what's even more funny is when VS was gone for her 3 years, there were a lot of content creators that sit around here and they were praising. Since we're going to use the word praise, let's stick with praise. There were content creators that were praising her the whole 3 years that she was gone, right? They didn't fool with her when she was here, but when she went away, they started praising her. And then when she came back, she basically told them, like, I'm not fooling with you. And because she turned them down, now they have an issue with her and they're looking for help to fight her. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and explain why I said what I said. I said what I said and I meant what I said. And I'm always, I wouldn't say grateful. That's not really the right word, but like whenever there's a situation as content creators where people can coexist, people should be celebrating that. It seems like what people want is for people to be meeting up to fight and doing all kind of crazy stuff because they have issues with people. And because they can't handle it, they want somebody else to handle their problems. But that don't got nothing to do with me, right? So I'm going to continue to praise whoever I want to and also check whoever I want to, like I'm checking right now. Child, let me drink some of this cough medicine. It's really ridiculous, I think. But so now, what's up, Happy Life? What you up to? So moving on to the next thing. Let me see if I still have this on my dashboard. Now, a couple of days ago, everybody was out here talking about refunds. Cam too much said he was going to give a refund to anybody who had given the mother of the baby alive any money. And like I said, I don't think it's his responsibility because he didn't take the money. He didn't spend the money doing anything. But it was told to me that he said he was going to refund money. So I reached out to Star and I said, Star, have you received any money? She said, no. Now, this was yesterday. I had asked her before I was going to go live yesterday. So as of yesterday, she hadn't received any money. Malik also told me to check with the person and find out if they wanted their money back. And if they wanted their money back, to let him know, and he would see what he could do. He was over here the other day when I was saying that she wanted her money back. Up to now, she still hasn't received back her $50. Now, I had thought about actually maybe like dropping her Cash App or whatever to see, if people want us to be a blessing. But the reason why I didn't do it, and I'm not going to do it, as much as I would love for her to get her $50 back, is I feel like If anyone outside of the person who spent the money or the money benefited them, I think to give the money back is also to reward bad behavior. Because then people feel like, you know what, I can do whatever I want to do and there's no consequences to it. Somebody else is going to come and take this problem up on their self. So my question, ooh, hold up, me and my Pepsi, y'all, hold up. So my question is this: when is my Judy going to get her money back? Because I'm not going to stop talking about it until she gets her money back. I think it's crazy as hell that a person who faked the whole pregnancy took money from content creators and subscribers, and that content creator is still allowed to drop down in people's chats, is still allowed to hit links and hang out on people's panel, and yet she done stole this money from the same people who support us collectively. Now, she got money for a baby who doesn't exist, but yet Peace Love, let me move this out the way. Yet Peace Love had not one baby, but she done messed around and had 2 baby boys up on y'all. And I haven't heard anybody even do news talking about her having a baby. Now, I did hear Brianna doing commentary one time, and she said she had heard she was pregnant. That was a while back. From that point on out, I never heard anything about it until Peace Love came and confirmed it herself that she had twin boys. I didn't see anybody offering to do a virtual baby shower. I didn't see anybody saying, here's a gift card to Babies R Us. Are they still in business, by the way? I don't think they are. But anyway, to Walmart, Target, Children's Place, or whatever. Yet she done had 2 babies. What's up, misunderstood? So I'm confused. Like, what are we doing here? I'd rather see y'all send Peace Love some Pampers, because she got not just one ass to change, she got 2 asses to change. But see, what people also do is they make it hard for others to the point that when people want to do something, they're like, nah, I don't even want to do that because I don't know if this is a play. I don't know if this, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on. So people are hesitant to give up their money. But I'm telling you now that until content creators start holding people accountable for what they're out here doing, content creators are going to be more hesitant to help out when a person says, I need help. Because she did, I had a baby, I'm getting some new teeth, and we still see her with a bald mouth and no baby. And she still ain't paid or gave nobody back no money. Now, it's not me, so I can't tell people what to do. But if it was me, I would be handling that situation with the police, because that is a whole crime. That's a whole crime. Now, I know some other people, they're talking about the sector is dead. There's nothing going on, this, that, and the other thing. I think what really has happened is that the sector is diluted big time. And most of the people who are over here, they're just over here to snatch some of your subscribers. But I've been told y'all from the get-go that I wasn't a fan of all of these different people hanging out over here in the beef sector. And it's really a shame because a lot of them, they get more support than people who are original beef sector content creators. I'm not talking about 2.0 or 1.5 or none of that other crap. I'm talking about people who have been here. The last live I was at the Ghetto View, and she's an OG, she had a total of 8 people in her chat while she was doing original commentary. And that's why a lot of people don't like to do original commentary, because nobody wants to support it. They would rather support content where people are making up to break up, where people befriend people just to set them up, just to stab them in the back, just so they can have content. So now that the sector is all diluted and everybody's complaining, there's nobody to go live, nobody is going live. Now you see some people, they're going live, I feel like, more often because there's nobody to go live. Like if you notice, ODS has been going live more often. He's been staying live for longer. Same thing with Pizarro. And I feel like that's because really, I think a lot of people have given up, whether it was they weren't getting support, whether they just didn't like the stuff that was going on in the sector. I have no idea. But maybe the next time when I tell y'all that it's not a good idea to be letting all these people mix and mingle up in this sector, because mind you, even the ones who got to come over here and hang out, they have been absolutely disrespectful to content creators and subbies. They're allowed to do it. I watched a bit of this yesterday over there with, on ODS's panel over there with Rebel Son, and he was just talking all crazy or whatever, which, like I said, I think the reason why he's talking crazy is because he's not going to go to Vegas. So it's very easy to talk ridiculous because you're not going to have to face this person. It's easy to say whatever you want to say when you're hiding behind a keyboard. So that's how I see that situation. What's up, Muffy? Queen of Harlem. Let me go back up to this comment. Ooh. Benz, if you in here, comment again, because I need to mod you up. Because you know I'll be having to go to my the YouTube side to do it. I just thought about it. Okay. Queen of Harlem says, select outrage because they crucify others for something small, but yet people like Brooke is still accepted. Exactly. And it could be the least little thing that you do here in this beef sector, and you will never hear the end of it. Just like Wild Eye. Look at the things that he has done to people. He didn't catfish people. He didn't met up with people. According to Wonky Pro say that the boy drugged him. Y'all don't know that story? Y'all better go back and check somebody for that story. But people will support him and say, oh, poor Wild Eye, he's mentally ill. Really? Okay. Y'all don't remember him saying that wasn't nothing wrong with him? He was only doing certain things because he had a court case coming up? Or did y'all forget that? Now, y'all going to ask me, do I think he has a mental health issue? Yeah, he seems like he got something going on mentally, but that doesn't mean he doesn't know what he's doing. Mental health and being stupid are two different things. And it's a lot of things that he's done to people like myself who has done nothing but support him. But I'm not going to sit here and complain about it or anything like that. I see him making his rounds in the beef sector now, I guess trying to build back up his page, or maybe he's trying to make himself seen so that people know when Vegas, goes down to be checking out his page for content or whatever. But it's so funny that the people who say they don't fuck with the beef sector, they're not beef sector. They're all of these things. Whenever they need to sell something, whenever they need to get some money, whenever they need some help, whenever they're in a situation, that's when they let you know that they're beef sector. What's up, Beef Sector Podcast? You know what? All of my videos have been flagged. And that's another thing. So I had asked, I said, what are we going to do about it? And I do get it that to a certain extent, it's not too much that my fellow content creators can do about that if they're not the ones that's doing it. But what they can do is stop supporting people that they know are out here flagging people. If it's the beef sector, then we're supposed to be able to bang, and whatever it is whatever it's going to be. But they say it's the beef sector until it's time to beef. And then when it's time to beef, They want to cease and desist. They want to do all kind of other stuff besides beef, when 9 times out of 10, they're the ones who have started the beef to begin with. He says it's for YouTube. He'll be fine. See what I'm saying? I knew I wasn't crazy, and he'd been saying that from a long time ago. And then somebody told him to go read something. I'm like, do y'all know that what I think is real is that he's slow? Now, I did the video a long time ago when he tried to read that book by Jason Lee, and he couldn't even read the words in the book. But again, at least when I first came in contact with him, he had a job. But just like many people here in the beef sector, they had a job when they first started out, but they got so comfortable with the subscribers and the content creators giving money that they're like, the hell with the job. I don't need no job. I can sit on here all day and drag people and do all kind of other crazy stuff and still make me some money. And then when they get into situations where they have an eviction or electric bill is about to be cut off or whatever else, then they go live and everyone's sending in cash apps to help them out. That shit just don't make sense to me. But I digress. So, like I said, do I put it past him to go and record this stuff? I don't put it past him to record. I know that Rebel said he's going to be there, but he's also linking up with some other friends. And people asked him, will he be recording? I think he said probably not, or he may. I don't really remember what he had said, but I don't think he really emphasized on, recording content, because he said he was going to be with some other friends that don't have anything to do with the whole Vegas crew that's supposed to be going. What's up, Gummy Bama? So, yeah. But I think at the end of the day, unless a fight breaks out or somebody bumps into somebody where they get nervous, I don't think too much is going to really happen as far as like the people who have stated that they're going to go there and they're doing all these big, huge things and they have all these sponsors and, they got BT and MTV. See, they didn't really say all that. I'm just adding that to it. But, they acting like they got all this production and security and all of this other stuff is going on. But we'll wait and see. We will wait and see. Now, I will say that as far, Gumby Bama, you missed something. You might want to red ball back or either watch this when it's over, because I talked about a subject called anger management, and you may want to go back and listen to that. I think you'll be delighted to hear about that. Let me see. Shelly, why is Ness insisting on being on camera doing the very thing she knows people want to see in Vegas before the trip? Well, from my understanding, people are using vertical and they're getting more views, right? So this is why they want to do vertical, so that they can say, hey, look at my numbers and look at these people's numbers. Basically, they're peasants, they're nobody, I'm all that, they need me, and all this other stuff. However, as far as what I have heard about vertical, with vertical, you will get your watch hours. However, the videos are not monetized. So if it doesn't make money, then it doesn't make sense. So does it matter how many views you get if you're not getting paid for them? Just like with the shorts, you don't get watch time for shorts. What's up, Laurie? So you will get your watch time for vertical, but you won't get any ad revenue. You said you don't like the vertical streaming. I think YouTube is just trying new things so that they have to stop paying out content creators. I mean, come on, think about it. They don't really have a whole lot of rules to make it hard for somebody to be a content creator. We've seen people get 1,000 subscribers in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, a month. So people don't even try the way they used to when I came in the game. When I came in the game, when you made it to your 1,000, that's because you was out here and you was putting in work. If you wait, yeah, so I think that's the reason why that's probably taking place. But another thing too is if you do vertical, people can keep on swiping, just like if you're on TikTok. And you will find new people. But does that mean that the new people are going to stay around if they don't know what you're talking about? I find new people all the time on YouTube. And 9 times out of 10, I don't subscribe unless it's like a family channel or unless it has something to do with shopping. Because if they're just talking about a whole random stuff, I don't know what in the world they're talking about. It don't even make sense for me to subscribe. What's the point? So I think that's what some people are trying to do. But if those are not going to be your core supporters and they're not going to come back later on, then it makes no sense. Now, what's unfortunate is that StreamYard, if you're on StreamYard, StreamYard does not send out your video to everybody. The only people who are going to get your notification is people who are subscribed to your channel and they have the bell notification on. Or unless somebody shares your video to the community wall post. Why do you think that some people get a lot of support on their videos or their lives on StreamYard? Because they're cool with a lot of content creators and they're all sharing it out to their community wall posts. So therefore, it's going to come in the feed, whether people are on StreamYard or not. But if you don't have that, it just ain't going to be that. Yeah, they trying to keep up with TikTok and Instagram. I will agree with that. Hey, Naima. Yeah, I'll agree with that, but I think they just need to stick with what they're supposed to be good at, right? I think that, in my opinion, I think TikTok is one of the easiest sites to grow on, but it's also, I would feel like more harder to make money because even though they give you a lot of ways to earn revenue, like just like we have member only videos, they have videos similar to that, but it's not called members only. And you can charge for just that one video and stuff like that. And then you also have sponsorship and all that other kind of stuff. They also have like super chats where you can gift like roses, planes, lions, and all this other stuff. TikTok takes 50% of it. If you exchange the coins and stuff that you got in order to get coins to then give out again, they take money away from that. So TikTok is kind of all up into everything, but they're also based in China. And from what I've heard, a lot of people have got to go around the whole tax thing, right? And y'all know that YouTube, they're not playing with no taxes. You mess around and be earning too much money from YouTube and you have a regular 9 to 5 and you put that 1099 together with your W-2 and it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess unless you're writing off everything and you're remembering to keep up with it. We the best, baby. But what he say? What Boss Man D-Lo say? We ain't DJ Khaled, but we the best. Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna move on to some other things that's going on outside of the beef sector. I'm not for sure. Okay, no. Before we get into the relationship thing, I know a lot of y'all probably follow Shamar. And y'all know I talk about Shamar. He was supposed to do an interview with me, but that fell through. I will say that out of now, what has it been, like 15 years or about 10 years maybe? I don't think, no, maybe it hasn't been 10 years. Maybe it's been like about 6 or 7 years since his mother passed away. But he's been on social media for probably like 10 or 15 years since he's been going viral. And everybody has made money off of his name but him. So he would always say he's going to get an apartment. He don't even say apartment. He going to get an apartment. And he would never get one. People would give him money to stay in a hotel. He was sleeping underneath of a bridge. He was going through all kinds of stuff. Even him and his boyfriend were homeless together. Shamar has finally got an apartment. So for people who actually support him, y'all will be happy to know that. And I find that to be good news. And the reason why I think it was possible for him is because he started collaborating with a lot of big content creators. Like, what's his name? Like a lot of those young boys that do the prank videos and stuff like that. I think his name D Frost or whatever. He did a video with him. Shamar was also over there with Funny Marco. The video with Funny Marco, he got over 1 million, like 1.2 million views. Funny Marco gave him $2,000, but come on, Funny Marco got over 1 million views on that video. How much money do you think he actually made off of Shamar? Now, as far as the other people, I don't know whether he made money off of them or whether they paid him or not. I'm assuming they helped him out with some money, and that's how he was able to get into his apartment, because he's been having to pay E for his SSI for forever, and I'm not seeing where any money was ever saved. I hope the lady didn't steal his money, but I have a feeling that she did. Now, for anyone who was saying, who is Shamar? Who are you talking about? I have no idea. This is one of his classics videos that I really love.
And I just been sitting back just wondering, like, why you so mad? Let me know, bitch. Why you so fucking mad? You mad? Huh? What you mad at? Cause I don't fuck with you? That what you mad
at? Let me tell you something. Shamar can make him a song in a moment. He know how to go viral. Eric and CJ, they used him, grew their TikTok, got over 1 million some followers on TikTok. Tommy Top built off of him. J-Rock, Ace, everybody else was sitting with new apartments, dogs, all kinds of stuff. And Shamar could never seem to get ahead. So I hope that he uses his money, pays his bills, so he does not have to be homeless again, because I really wouldn't wish that on nobody. Now, that was in his mom's house when he was living with her. And once his mom passed away, the people even let him stay there for over a whole year, and he didn't even pay no rent. All he was doing was having niggas running in and out the place. House was dirty. Roaches was running up the walls and stuff when he would be on live and making videos and stuff. It was so crazy. So press 1 if you guys know Rose from Queens to Kings. Let me see if I can put a picture up here so that you guys can see who I'm talking about. I found her on YouTube. I know that some people follow her on TikTok and some on Instagram. But y'all know when I'm not watching the beef sector, I'm watching a whole bunch of other stuff. So this was her when she was over there with Tasha K. But this is a picture of her and her husband. Now, when I first started watching their channel, I kind of got hooked on watching, because she was talking about how her ex-husband had basically abandoned her with their 2 children. And she met her husband, which is this white guy right here in the picture. And she said that he drove halfway across the country to come and rescue her with her sons. Well, now that either the marriage is not going that good, or either she's doing a bunch of storylines just to get views. She's saying that when her and her husband first met, before they got married or whatever, that he moved into her apartment. She didn't move in with him. She also pretty much makes it seem like all he does is sit around on his ass and he doesn't work and he doesn't do anything. And basically, he's not a high value man and all of this other stuff. But before this lady was saying how she wouldn't deal with black men again, that this was her white savior. These are her words. This is what she called him. She said he is her white savior. She had all great things to say, even said that he bought her a new car. Now she's saying that she bought the car and put a bow on it, and she just pretended like he gifted her with the car. Now, what's up, Chef Finest Wine? I ain't seen you in a minute. Hope all is doing good. So now she's saying that it's all a lie and all this other stuff. Now she keeps on humiliating this man every which way that she can. So Tasha K decided to do an interview with her, and I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but if y'all didn't and y'all watch her, I would definitely go back and give it a view. In my personal opinion, during that interview, she was acting so childish. It's like she couldn't even answer a straight question. And even though I can't halfway stand Tasha K on most days, Tasha K was having none of it. Tasha K was, baby, she was giving that Pisces power, and Rose was not ready for it. She wasn't ready for the answers. She didn't know how to really respond. And then she was trying to play like cool with Tasha K, and she kept calling her, but Tosh. I'm like, girl, you don't even know her, and you over there calling her Tosh like y'all good friends or whatever. But one of the problems that I had with Rose is that even at one point, she told her husband that she wanted to move to Hawaii. He wasn't up to moving or whatever. I guess he didn't want to move. She pretty much said, well, you know what? I'm taking the kids. I'm going to Hawaii, and it's up to you whether you want to come or not, but I'm going. So if you're married and you have children, especially got children together, she has 2 kids by her ex-husband and then 2 kids by her white current husband. So what is a person going to say when you guys are sharing kids? They're not going to want to leave their kids behind. So he decided to go over there to Hawaii with her. They get there, and then all of a sudden she's tired of Hawaii. She wants to come back. It's like she doesn't know what she wants to do. But what I do notice is that the more her channel grows, the more she has become full of herself, the more she's disrespectful towards her husband. And I was surprised at all the different arguments and situations that they had going on. Now she's saying that they weren't real and it was all for social media. I think it's pathetic anytime any person, man or woman, is willing to sacrifice their marriage for social media clicks and views. Hawaii is expensive. When it comes to even with food, Hawaii is close to like Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, like we're just now feeling the effects of a loaf of bread, a gallon of milk. But people in Puerto Rico and Hawaii, they've been dealing with that for forever. Lori says she's in Hawaii and it costs to live there. Plus, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. That part too. Now, also, I seen the one with her mom. I also seen the one with her ex-husband and his parents, because his parents would still, travel to visit the boys and stuff like that. She said that the father didn't want anything to do with them. And maybe she's telling the truth, maybe she's not. But I'm just thinking to myself, his parents still want to be in their grandchildren's life. So the father don't want to be bothered. Sometimes women will say that the father doesn't want to be bothered, but the truth of the matter, what it is the father doesn't want to be bothered with you. They don't mind being bothered with their kids. But what it is the mothers they make it impossible, kind of like Erica. And we're going to talk about her in just a minute too. They make it like Erica and the stuff that Safaree has to deal with. So people try to dog Safaree out when the truth of the matter is no man that doesn't want to go to prison will want to deal with somebody like Erica. Sometimes it just ain't worth fighting. Now, for me, I'm going to fight for my kids. If somebody telling me I can't see my kids, that's what the courts is for. I'm going to make sure we get something put in writing. But again, I'm still kind of like double talking, because some men, they know just going to go pick up the kids, the woman might want to start something, might even punch herself in the eye, but then tell the police that you did it. And some of these men out here, they just ain't got time to be going to prison. They already scared of the prison system. They don't trust the government. And the police officers haven't made it any better for us to have any trust within them. So when you dealing with a person, somebody like a Erica Mena, they might just say, you know what? When my kids turn 18, they'll holler at me. It ain't worth me losing my life over. Look how many women have gotten their ex-husbands or baby daddies killed because they didn't want to have to share custody or whatever, or they wanted to be vindictive. What's up, Black Swan? What's up, Swag Found and Scorpio Rising? Welcome to everybody coming in. So sometimes it's just not even worth it. And I always say, look, utilize the justice system for whatever you need to do, especially with your kids, because what's going to happen is when that mother tells the kids, you know, your father gave up on you, he walked away, he didn't want to be in your life. You know what? Those kids are going to believe it. They're going to believe the stories that the mother is out here telling them. And then they're going to grow up with self-esteem issues, maybe getting caught up in the wrong side of the law or whatever. You know, if it's a girl, she might end up looking for love in all the wrong places. It might be a boy, and now he don't know how to treat, you know, women because he didn't have an example from his father. Exactly. And you know what? She knows exactly what she's doing. And even if she was pretending like she didn't know what she's doing, she's saying all this on social media. Like one day they won't be at school somewhere and their friends is saying, oh, we watch her mom or this or that or whatever. And she painted out her husband to be the best thing since sliced bread. Now he ain't crap. But Tasha K was time enough for that ass. Let me tell you that much. So like I said, if y'all looking for something good to watch in, you know, meantime, in between time, check that on out. Now we're going to go and move on to the next one, because now we're going to get into some more relationship drama. Tina Knowles, no other than Beyonce's mama, has finally reached a settlement with her ex-husband. She has to pay the ex-husband it's a one-time payment. That's the only thing that's good about it. And I'm surprised that they made it where it was only a one-time payment, just because basically her being Beyonce mama alone, and I'm quite sure her network is up there. So the agreement that they have is that he'll get a one-time $300,000 payment. This is another reason why it is not good to be in relationships that are not equally yoked, because then when it comes down to it, this is what happens. We seen it happen with Jennifer Hudson and with her ex-husband or whatever, the wrestler guy. We saw where she had to end up paying all of this money to him. We seen where Fantasia ended up going through issues. Well, I mean, it was with somebody else's man or whatever. But the fact is, she was dealing with a local man, and there's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5 guy, but not if he's just after your money and he doesn't have his own stuff. So we've just seen it time and time again, where a lot of these women, Mary J. Blige, okay, Did Kendu or did Kendu not clean her up? So when you're out here and you know that you're successful, and even if it just means that your children are successful, make sure that you protect your children's assets. And a lot of times people or men or whoever will say, you know what, I'm not with her for the money. If you're not with somebody for the money, then you wouldn't require a settlement. You wouldn't be asking for alimony and stuff like that. But you always see it. You always see it time and time again. So that's something else to pay attention to, not only along with the $300,000 one-time payment. The agreement also states that he is not allowed to speak negatively about Beyonce or Blue Ivy. Now, I'm confused about that because I'm like, has he been talking bad about them? Because not saying I catch everything, but I never heard about him talking bad about them. And maybe she's trying to put this or implement this into it so that later on, if he's on an interview, he can't say anything negative about them. I think that's still kind of cold, though. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you so much. You know, I think I think that's so wrong that for people to do that, because it's like you're silencing somebody else and you're telling them what they can and can't say. He can't tell his truth. Maybe being with Tina Knowles was hell. And maybe her daughter Beyonce felt like because she was the breadwinner that she got to come in there and talk to him any old kind of way, or talk to her mama any old kind of way. Or maybe she got to come and go in and out of the house as she wanted to. We don't know what was going on in these people's personal life. So at the end of the day, why is it wrong that he can't tell his truth? Now, should he just go somewhere and be nasty and talk bad about them? No. But if he got a story to tell, I know I'd be willing to listen. But, you know, women, just think a little bit harder, though, when you go out here and marry men and you have all the money. Some men, they don't have no shame and they don't have no problem taking money away from a woman. And the way he looking at it, she got it. Or guess what? I know her daughter good for it. Don't worry in the chat. I already had you covered. So moving on to Kalani. She got trouble going on in Paradise. She has filed a restraining order. Baby daddy saying that it's not true. And that basically he hasn't done anything to her. And y'all can already tell how this situation is going to happen. When you see women who are really, really successful, people like Oprah, you don't see her jumping up to get married. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing, that she doesn't want to get married. But what I'm saying is she got so much money, she feels like she doesn't need a man. And not only does she feel like she doesn't need a man, she knows that that man would need her and that she has more than what he has. And so therefore, he's always going to come up on top. So, yeah, y'all better start looking at a lot of these different celebrities. Keisha Cole, she had Boobie moved back in the house and was staying with her when he was down real bad. But what is it too about us as Black women? Whenever a Black man, we feel like a Black man is getting treated some type of way, we're the first one to run to try to support them and lift them up and pick them up. But when a Black man gets up on his feet and becomes successful, they don't downgrade. They don't go for the 9-to-5 woman. Or if they do, they damn sight ain't trying to marry them. Y'all don't see nobody jumping up and running to marry Black China, do you? Even though she got a little bit of money, but not really. But you got Oprah, she ain't pressed to get married. You got Rihanna, they say she married, but I don't know if she is married or she ain't married. Not saying that ASAP Rocky is broke, but his money compared to Riri money, baby, it's day and night. Some people think, look, the girls that got the so-called Instagram bodies and all this other shit, they thinking they don't go through nothing. They be the main ones getting dogged out. Look at Cardi B. She on baby number 3 by somebody that she married. And from what they saying, she the one that got the majority of the money. They said he likes to bet. He got a gambling addiction. You know, he like to stay high. I mean, he brag about popping pills and whatever else. So, and all the shopping did he do? And he got what, 6 kids? This is going to be number 7 kids that he got. And none of his other baby mothers are rich or successful. So he's the breadwinner when it comes to all of their households. But Cardi B decided to take her money and invest it in real estate. And then also, come on, she hasn't stopped working. People talk about what albums she hasn't put out. How about the fact that she done so many singles? How much touring she done? How many TV shows she done? How many different companies she's out here with? Coach, was it NYC? I mean, you name it. Cardi B behind what? Pepsi. We can go on and go on and go on all day when it comes to Cardi B. Scorpio Rising says she hopes that Riri does not marry him. 9 times out of 10, she probably won't. Do I think she's in love with him? Yeah, I think she's in love with him. But I do feel like they're more so friends than anything. And I think also Riri, she reached the age where she wanted to have kids and she wanted to settle down. I mean, remember when she found out that Chris Brown had the secret daughter, which was royalty, and she had got back with him? She was upset because she wanted to be the first one to give him a child and all this other stuff. And she couldn't get past it, that he had went and had a child by somebody else, and a random at that. So just think long and hard when you're in these situations. Think about, even if you're poor, but maybe your mama then passed away and she left you with a home or some property. Then what? You know what, Larissa, I'm going to look into that. I am curious about that. Actually, I know that she was saying, or at least they were saying on the blogs, that he had stole money from her. And I don't really know if we could call it stealing money, because when you're married, it's supposed to be what's yours. What's mine is yours and what's yours is mine type of situation. But I also think if you have separate accounts, or you have your own private account, nobody should be touching that or whatever. And even though she filed for divorce again, I still will find it very hard to believe that she's actually going to divorce him. Maybe not. I don't think so. I just wish that she wouldn't continue to have children by him, because now this is one more child that, even if they do work the relationship out, they have to witness a toxic relationship, because that's what it is. And then they'll have to hear on the internet about the stuff that their father did to their mom. Like, that can't ever be a good thing. So now, speaking of toxic relationships, this one right here is no more. I don't think there's any other relationship that's more toxic than this one. So Erica gets mad with Safaree, and I'm sure you guys have heard about this story. He's doing a back to school drive in a very poor area in Jamaica, right? Now, some people tend to think that all of Jamaica is, so-called poor and stuff like that. And that's definitely not the choice. But also, Not everybody's living in mansions and has servants and sitting at the beach all day getting fanned and drinking strawberry daiquiris. But Safaree has always been given back to Jamaica. Even before he was with her, back when he was with Nikki, even before then, he's always been given back. I know at one point, and I think he still does, he gives 2 computers a month to schools in Jamaica. And you guys might think, well, that's not a whole lot. But don't you know that most schools in Jamaica, they don't even have 1 computer available to use, let alone multiple computers to use? In Jamaica, places like internet cafes and stuff, they tend to make a lot of money just because not everybody has computers and internet. So you can go to internet cafes just like you can in Africa and stuff like that. And they still make business, they still make money, and they still get business. Now, people do have tablets and computers now more than they did, I could say, like when I left. But even in 2011, when I came back, like for good here, like, yeah, a lot of people did not have a computer. And if they did, they had like a desktop, something that somebody else's family member gave them. But you don't really see people just walking around with MacBooks and stuff like that. No. So he decides to do this back to school drive or whatever like that. And Erica, as always, has something negative to say. And my thing is, if you're not with him anymore, why do you always feel the need to comment on every single thing that he does? It doesn't matter whether it's a different relationship, whether he's doing something for charity, and she's going to complain and talk about that. So if you haven't seen the video yet, we're going to go ahead and move on to that.
So before you guys get scammed like I did by this waste man overnight wannabe prophet, this individual has no idea that his children have actually started school. Yeah, your daughter is officially in pre-K and started yesterday. And here I am feeling guilty because I wasn't there due to work. And while I'm feeling guilty, they're trying to make the world believe that they actually have a charity because they care about other people's children. How can you care about anybody else's children when you don't even care about your own? You miss out on birthdays by choice. You miss out on Christmas by choice, all because you think missing out in their lives makes me suffer. Wake up call. I could fill in for you at any time, and I've proven that. But your non-existence in my children's life does not make me miserable. It actually has helped me progress so much. But now you're on the internet playing with my kids because you don't even do for them unless it's something that's taken out of your little measly child support. I gotta sit back and watch my kids literally suffer already as it is because you're their daddy. While you play with other people's children and you don't even notice that your daughter has started school yesterday, and you probably could have been the parent to fill in the void and at least made it so she had one of us in the building for that big moment. Don't be scammed, y'all. No way in hell this man cares about other people's children when he doesn't even acknowledge the existence of his own. And I'm going to just leave it right there because this man loves to run to the police and claim that I'm bullying him. So we'll leave it at that. But don't be scammed and don't be fooled. Because literally my kids go months and months and months at a time without this man even asking if they need anything or if they're even alive. In fact, when his homies ask how their kids are, his very statement is, I haven't heard anything. I guess they're still alive since they're not on the news. That's the type of man y'all dealing with. So y'all can believe this, but remember who y'all dealing with. This is the same man that literally runs from doing anything for his own children.
Listen, right now,
This is the video that started Erica's rant.
And at the end of this month, I'm gonna be doing a giveaway, a give back to school, back to life, everything and anything possible that I could think of that they may possibly need. That's what I'm doing. It's needed. If you somebody who know me and you want to reach out, you want to do something to help, donate, anything, I'm taking this money out of my pocket. I'm gonna do whatever I could do to help this community. And if you want to help, hit me up, DM me. If you know me, text me, and I'm gonna make this one of the biggest give backs that White House has ever seen. So
Okay. Now, anytime you have an issue with somebody doing something for charity, that's when I know that something is really, really wrong with you. Now, I know some people be dogging out Safaree, but I honestly know two people who personally know him. I have never heard anything bad about him. Now, is he a clown? That's what some people say. You know, that could be people's perception or whatever. But at the end of the day, we're not going to sit up here and act like Erica's not the problem. You know, Erica is the one who left from Atlanta, took the kids and went to Miami just to spite Safaree so that he couldn't see the kids. So what did Safaree do? He went all the way and he moved to Miami so he could be close to the kids. And what did she do but turn around and move back to Atlanta? Then she says all she gets is a measly $4,000 a month. Press 1 and let me know, as a woman, would you be okay with receiving $4,000 a month in child support? Keep in mind that you make money too, right? So this is not a person where she's not out here in movies, on different shows. She got stuff going on with Zeus now. I don't see Safaree out there. I mean, he on Love and Hip Hop, but he's not the Kirk to the show. He's not Mona Scott. So everybody says one, yeah. And she's calling him a waste man. Now, first of all, I get so irritated with her using this Jamaican slang, and then she's not even using it in the right way. She could ask any Jamaican woman, is he a waste man? And they would be happy to pick him up and take him. Again, am I saying that he don't got some stuff with him? I'm sure he does. But when it comes down to those kids, she's the one that makes it difficult. And she only got mad because she got $4,000. Y'all don't remember seeing her cry and boo-hoo, make that ugly cry when Scrappy was over there supporting her? Because she only got $4,000. He be with his kids a lot. But she tries to make it like he ain't never with the kids. He don't care about the kids. He just cares about other people and all this other stuff. She is the definition of toxic. And then let's talk about this. She also talks about him not wanting to have anything to do with his kids, but she got a whole son that she don't have anything to do with. Now, I'm gonna get back to the son in 2 seconds, but I don't know if y'all remember this. Press 1 if y'all remember this. Do y'all remember the time that Erica stood there and told, it was Bambi, Bambi, who was the other person? I would put the clip up here, but it's copywritten. Anyway, she told Bambi and some other girls that she had went to go see Safaree and they were just together 2 months ago and she had recorded it. Because I guess she had did that just to try to prove like I can get him, you know, if I want him or whatever like that. So they were all up in bed, kissing and hugging and doing all of this other stuff or whatever. So anyway, when Bambi and them said, "Oh, so you got some from Safaree?" She was like, "No, I was on my period, so I couldn't give him none, but I let him give me some head." Person, one of y'all remember that? Now, do I believe that he ate her out while she was on her cycle? No. I think she says things to try to humiliate him, to try to embarrass him so that other people look at him in a certain type of way or other women don't want to be bothered with him. Number one, Safaree was born in America, but his parents are Jamaican. And most Jamaican men, they won't even eat from a woman if she cooks while she's on her cycle. They see that as being unclean and feel like you shouldn't even be in the kitchen. So I doubt seriously that he's out here eating her while she's on her cycle. Yeah, I believe she'd be lying too, just to try to make him look bad. Yeah, she said it. I might even put the clip on my other channel tonight and then share it out to the wall because people need to remember who she is. She is disgusting. Now, she has her show over there on Zeus, but just like with Love and Hip Hop, when she had called Spice, a blue monkey or something like that, Zeus decided to pick her up and work with her or whatever. People went and signed up for the show and they act like they forgot about what she had did to Spice. So why complain now? But this is what's going on with that. She is currently being sued by Aaron the plumber. He filed charges on Erica for disrespect and racism on Zeus.
I'm Aaron the plumber. I got exploited, looking for love once again. I came on Erica's 2 ways with Erica Mena. I had the show cracking. I was doing some real punching, you know, and they twisting up. They're going to try to twist up the narrative and try to make it seem like I'm transphobic. I'm emotional and a multitude of other things. That's not true. I left the show. They want me to come back on the show. I got all the receipts. I don't want to get back on the show because Erica Mena is, in fact, racist towards black men. She been disrespecting black men from day one on that show. People been leaving the show, not wanting nothing to do with her because she's so disrespectful. Her mouth. They're going to try to paint me out to be a transphobe. I'm telling y'all ahead of time, I love all people of all creeds. I am not transphobic. I am not homophobic, anything. I'm filing charges on Erica Mena right now for assault, right? I'm right here at the police department in LA, about to go file charges on Erica Mena for assault. They're gonna try to protect this woman. One of these network executives told me out his own mouth that he got, you know, TMZ and several other companies up under his payroll, and he gonna suppress me from getting my story heard. But my thing to say to this gentleman is, you're gonna suppress a black man, one of your own kind, from letting the truth be heard about him being assaulted after you witnessed that. And Erica Mena has been canceled for calling somebody a blue monkey. So here she is again and been disrespecting black men in front of your face. And that's something you report, that's something you support, that's something your network supports. Well, I'm not going for that. I'm standing on business behind this one.
See, let me tell you something that I can't stand about black people sometimes. They always want to be so righteous when it's convenient for them. So when you say that, oh, she called somebody a blue monkey, you knew that and you still went to go work with her. See, standing on code would have been like, you know what? I'm going to turn down that so-called opportunity because this is a person who is not for us. But instead, you went and jumped on the gravy train, so you thought, and now because things didn't work out the way you thought it would, now you want us to sympathize with you because Erica treated you bad. You've been watching her on reality TV show for how many years? You didn't know who the fuck she was, or how she is, or how she treats people, or how she talks to people? Yeah, she was very nasty for saying that. And she's always saying some disgusting stuff. And I don't know why Safaree got himself caught up with this one here. And then, as she was saying about he'll do anything but take care of his kids and all this other stuff, and I'm saying to myself, but your son lives with your mother. You always try to portray it in a different type of way, but that's not the case. And the son's father is also in his life too. The father used to be with like Fat Joe and all of them back in the day. So that's how she kind of got around in the business, meeting up with all of these different men, just trying to find somebody who would get her pregnant so she could have their money. Don't y'all remember when she got pregnant by Bow Wow? And then she went around and told everybody that she got pregnant by him and she lost the baby and he didn't care.
Yeah, and I mean, it's no secret. For the couple of years I've been on reality TV, because my son is not, he's a real introvert.
I'm sorry, I was trying to put that on here, and it started playing. But yeah, she tried to make it seem like, oh, I'm trying to give my son his privacy. He doesn't like being on social media. He can't be on social media and he can't be on TV if he ain't never with you. The only time you seen her son was during that wedding special that they had. And from my understanding, her son is also autistic. And they said that she's embarrassed about that. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, or if that's just a rumor people made up. But with her, I wouldn't put it past her. I really wouldn't. Wait, he died this year? I did not know he died. Are you sure? You know what? He may have. At one point, I used to check out his Instagram and everything. I did not know he passed away. Hey, Coach White. So my thing is, you can't talk about Safaree and how often he's with his kids when you, as a woman, you're not with your oldest son. You're only with your younger two kids because they're by him, and you're only keeping them with you to spite him. Because if he didn't want to have nothing to do with his kids, she would give them kids away just like she did that older boy. But she didn't do that. And when she was messing with Bow Wow, she was telling all his business. And I'm like, you know what? People can say what they want to say, but Bow Wow truly dodged a bullet with this one. So then she starts talking about her and her son. So this is the last part we're going to get to on here before we end up wrapping it up for the night, because we've been up here for a long while, but I told you I had a lot to talk about. So let me back it up. This is her talking about her son while she was on an interview, and she's just being so super fake.
We have to control our trigger. If we could do that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's no secret. For the couple of years I've been on reality TV, because my son is not, he's a real introvert, very educated. I had him on the show when I was younger and he was younger. And once he got vocal and started going to school and he understood that people were recognizing him, he was very adamant that I didn't exploit him or put him out there anymore. So I gave him that respect. So my son lives a life of privacy that he requested that I give of him. The same like his father, very incognito, don't want to be in the mix of shit. So I feel like it's unfortunate, but because I'm not one of those women on reality TV that has their kids just running around, I get bashed for not being a good mom or this or and third. But at the end of the day, it's everything is different for everybody. And my son is not really into all of this stuff. Like, even when I go to the mall with him just to get him shoes, like, I have to promise him that I'm not going to take pictures. He's like, Mom, do not take any pictures. I'm like, and I do. I like when people come up to me, like I'm with my son right now. And it's just, there's just different things that you have to do. And when we are who we are, you know, and my son, he's actually going to college now for cybersecurity in September. He just graduated a year early, just graduated last week. I'm super proud of him. His father played a big part in just being active and making sure he took his college courses. And like my son is graduating with college courses, you know, credits, and he took a lot of AP classes, and he's just very educated, and he's beyond even me. Yeah. You know, and he would rather talk about global warming and, you know, and things of that nature, as opposed to like most kids his age that want to talk about, you know, music and things like that. He's just, you know, he's beyond his years. And I feel privileged to even be his mom, because how educated and like how secure he is of himself. He doesn't need any outside anything. He has his own friends. You know, he has his own wants and his own beliefs and his own dreams and his aspirations, and he's not influenced. And, you know, in this day and age, to have a kid that's all about their education naturally, like I don't have to like press him. It's been a beautiful experience to be his mom. And it's funny because he's like the most talked about kid on reality TV, and he's just not even on reality TV. And he's not even on reality TV, and that's by choice, you know, but I'm proud of him. He's gonna be working for the government and cybersecurity, and he's been selected by the government already to be, once he's done with his first, I'm honored, and like the fact that I'm his mom, and that I had to sacrifice a lot of time away from him to provide. So for me, it's like, when you go back to the trigger thing, I'm not triggered because it bothers me. I'm triggered because I had no choice. People don't understand that. I wasn't there because I didn't want to be. I was there because I couldn't be.
Right.
But I don't even care anymore, because like my baby's going to college in September. He's about to be working for the U.S. government, and hopefully, you know, he understands that like everything I did was to provide stability, routine, consistency for his life. You know, like I was flying to New York Monday through Friday to shoot Love and Hip Hop, and I had Friday night catching a red eye to get back to LA. And I had Saturday and Sunday with my baby, and then I went back to do it all over again. But that was paying our bills, and that established me as a woman now that I am today.
Let me tell y'all why she on here crying. She's crying because she feels guilty. Or maybe she don't even feel guilty, but I say it's guilt that has her crying. Because if you were doing what you were supposed to do for your son, you wouldn't be all emotional the way you are. And yes, you can get emotional because you love your kids, but that emotion is emotion because people keep on telling you to take care of your son. And is it me, or does she remind y'all of somebody else forever bragging on their kids, making up the most outlandish things? Mid check. All right, that's going to be the conclusion of Yeah, her tears did not move me at all. She is so full of it. Do y'all have any questions for me before I end up closing out for tonight? Yeah, she is so full of it. And I also think that when she talking about she did what she had to do for her son, I don't put that past. At one point, anybody could make sacrifices, but she's had plenty of time to get up on her feet. And one thing I can't stand about some women is when they don't have their kids with them, but they turn around and get pregnant and have another kid, and then they keep that child. Like, your kids with end up going to be with emotional problems, feeling insecure, having abandonment issues or whatever. Is that girl? Remember when she was over there trying to fight the baby father? And thank you for letting me know he had passed. I didn't even know that. I used to look at his sayings and stuff on Instagram, but it probably has been like about almost probably a year ago. So I didn't even know he had passed away. But she would use any little opportunity just to keep her name in the limelight. And I think a lot of people see what she's put other men through and also what she's doing to Safaree. We know what she did with DJ Envy, knowing he was married to his wife. So all this stuff that's coming and everything else. And now look, you just somebody's baby mama at this point. And I still think and wouldn't put it past it if she not sleeping with Safaree every opportunity she get. Because she giving me, I ain't got over him yet. But thank you guys for joining me. I will, you may, like I said, you might get an upload from me, but I will not be live again until the earliest it will be on Monday. So enjoy your weekend, and I will see you guys later. I did forget to talk about Krishan and Blueface, but I'm just going to say this, and for real, I'm leaving, okay? So Blueface got 4 years in jail. Krishan is facing 8 years in jail, and yet they have a baby. There's somebody else going to have to end up probably taking care of because they playing around in and out of jail. If Blueface was going to stay in and out of jail, Krishan, once you became a mother, you should really have been trying to do better because this is just ridiculous. That's it. That's all. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Make sure you go and do something for yourself. It's okay to be here on this internet and even in this beef sector, but don't give this all of your time. Do not, please. Life is too short. I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.
But if I your body, girl, I don't mind. Cause not only you in my mind, oh. Girl, you too fine, well, light, I lie. Me, I know the lie, oh. See, not only you in my head, oh. Yeah, only you in my head, oh. See, now you the cause confusion in my head, yeah. Me, I know the lie, you're my fantasy. You're my fantasy. Only you in my head, oh. Only you in my head, oh. See, now you the cause commotion in my head, oh. Me, I know the lie, you're my fantasy. Going on inside. Is this reality? Oh yeah, cause I don't wanna wake up from this dream. Them say something must kill a man. Oh, nah, nah, nah. But if I your body, girl, I don't mind. Oh yeah, cause not only you in my mind, oh. Yeah, yeah. See you to find me, I know the liar. See now only you in my head, oh. Yeah, only you. in my head, oh. See, now you they cause confusion in my head, oh. Yeah. Me, I know the lie, oh, but me, I know the lie, oh. Only you in my head, only you in my head, oh. See, now you they cause commotion in my head, oh. Yeah. Me, I know the lie, oh, my fantasy. See, now only you in my head, only you in my head, oh. See, now you they cause confusion in my head, oh. Me, I know the lie, oh, I know the lie. Only you in my head, oh. Yeah. Only you in my head, oh. See, now you the cause commotion in my head, oh. Me, I know the lie, oh, my fantasy.